Right, so we're back again. I want to say thanks to each and everybody who would have viewed and interacted in the first episode. We would have talked some about the primary school into the junior sec days. The busy time, I would have forgot some of the things, some of the shows, some of the times. But I mean, we're speaking about 20 years ago, like so long. Definitely after this time and doing this recording, I mean after it recorded, these memories would always be there. That's the time we live in, right? But prior to that, there wasn't the resources, to do these kind of recordings and stuff. So I'm really thankful. There's plenty of work, plenty of time, plenty of patience, but I mean, we're here. I want to say thanks to those who commented, those who interacted, those who remind me of their times as well. And you could feel free to comment as well on this live. As this, we specifically be speaking about Form 4, Form 5, repeating Form 5 into Ytepp. Amazing times, amazing memories, good times. Let me mention the neighbors. Some of the things I would have probably forget or didn't mention back then in the first episode. I want to make sure I mention it early in this one. I'm trying to read from scripts because we talk about 20 years here. I prefer, when the memories come, you just jot it down, you just note it, and in that way, in time to record, you just sit down here and you could look on your phone. I want to be too professional and look at the camera right through. So yeah, you will see me looking down now and then as I scroll through this phone and discuss some of the things I have noted. So yeah, the families were actually real families, neighbors. I want to say thanks to every adult, the seniors in the community, in the village, who would have led and showed that leadership role in how we grew up back then. We had neighbors like Auntie Dira, Uncle Mukesh. These were like real parents. These are neighbors that treated you like their own kids. I know these things probably exist nowadays, but it's not as real and common as how it was back then. In case I would have left out some of the shows, I really want to touch back on, looking back at the days of Mustana Bahar, Scouting for Talent, Dateline, Young and Restless, Bold and Beautiful. That was the bacchanal back then. That was the social media back then. And that's some guy by the name of Victor. Victor, like he said, deal with every woman. He just slaughtered in from our side. And then you hear this one talking about, hey, Victor end up with this one, Victor deal with this one. Look at the times we live in now. Social media, videos, clips, memes, that kind of thing. Santa Barbara. Hey, not forgetting CSM, boy. I know we headed into CSM season just now. CSM was a big deal. We used to go down Clarkson Bay by my grandmother and them. And as a family, and taking in that. And not just you, your family, cousins, neighbors, on one little sharp 19-inch. We're still in this sharp 19-inch days. Everybody sit down, who make popcorn, cutters, this, that, the other, who take a little drink and you sit down and your eye glued on to that sharp 19-inch. You can pull out no phone, you can't watch on no laptop, you can't hook up no screen. It's just that 19-inch and that 19-inch alone. And it was a vibe. You're waking up. You're waking up till results. Sometimes I used to make till the time for results and then I take a little nap. And I get up to bus a little leak and say, who in the way, thing going on, still things, So these moments and these memories, these times, we literally out it. When you look back at that, and I would have mentioned in the first episode, back then, this is the options were so limited. But I think families, neighbors, aunts, uncles, cousins, we really had time to unite, and interact, communicate with each other. The communication was like so much different when you look at it as what it is today. Zena Hercules on a Friday night. Imagine how thousands of people in the country they tune in. Who will I buy a bar? Who done some pump? They tune in to Zena. And then that Hercules. That was the big vibe on a Friday night. Watch that. You're looking forward. When Zena pull out a bicycle so and she stand up on the road. Them days hardly had much camera tricks and edited and that kind of thing. So she probably had some kind of skill in how she used to do it or how they used to edit it or whatever. But that used to look like real good. And then Hercules. Sometimes they launch some big stone at Hercules. Hercules cough out a big stone. Pick it up and launch it back at them. That was the big hype. Long time. That was the Friday pump. So we just touch it back on the memories and the good times. Even the music like this, the music playing back then in the backyard. The music was so cool, refreshing, full of vibes. Most of the music I would have played even in part one. You hear about love, and you hear about children, and you hear about nation and building. And I don't really want to touch on too much and get into that kind of discussion, but I mean, I thankful for that era we came through in respect to the music itself, the genres and music at that time, from that age. It was totally something. I mean, as time go along, things change. Different people and different generation gravitate to different things, and this is the reality we're dealing with here. But I just here to discuss these kind of memories from back then. It was too amazing to not have the resources to do these kind of recordings and put it out there, and not just not do it. I mean, camera and being on camera and that kind of thing is not really my thing. So it's better to take the opportunity now to discuss these kind of things and that kind of vibe. Hey, I don't know if I would have a chance to talk about this in the junior sec days. We had two dread teachers. One was Mr. Ramchun. We used to call him Palo. And the other one was Greenwich, Mr. Greenwich. The man was dread, but the man was grimy. And again, as I say back then, it was okay to discipline children, and even the baddest man in the school, when you see Greenwich or Palo, you had a bat in your crease, you had a bean again, them fellas, and them, you can make joke around them fellas. And I enjoy that. I mean, having respect for someone like that. Being involved in sports was a thing. That was the influence at times back then. No social media, no views and that kind of thing. You had to be inspirational, and sports was a thing. Once you were playing sports, and also it had this it had a Spanish teacher in junior sec, but I forget to talk about these things, and it must be mentioned. A nice, slim, tall, dark Indian teacher with a kind of cotton shell here, and like I never hear she voice. It's like, dog, you could suit how much you want, you could say how much nice things. You never get a response, you never get a watch, you never get a wink eye, nothing. The only people I feel that would get to hear she voice was people who actually associated with her via classes. So you are talk about the dollar parties, the kisses from the form 3 kids. Watch out, them kisses with them girls. If you want to share no kisses, the tax in here. So is it a cheek kiss or a little small smack on the lips now? Boy. Traveling days, working days, the maxi times. We still in the dollar doubles. We still got nice dollar doubles by the dial. Boy. Big up to Maraj, and we had some other people. Boy. But no one was marriage. A little dollar, and that time dollar for a coconut, $1.50 or $2 for a cold coconut. Well, what times back then was really amazing. Into this form 4 days now, in any order. As we continue with the music that was trending around that time, to create the vibe. Obviously we was poor. I'm not going to choose no fancy subject and no big subjects, and where books is a whole $1,000. No, I didn't have time for that. I chose trade. Where it was less books, less resources, less stationary resources. I was already learning trade. I was already into carpentry, so I choose that. Light book bags. At that time, I think my book bag was just them tugs with them fellas, and them used to put it the football boots. That was my book bag. I rolled with that, and I pumped it because I one book or 2 book or 3 books for the day for the most, and then again the same format. Playing, being active. This time we have more time to play. So from junior sec now it was just evening shift. You go to school, you come home after 2:30. You finish school, you reach up the road, you reach home by 3 o'clock, a little after 3. You have a little chance to go and take a sweat. Again, that was our best sweat. In the evening time, a little football, vibes, you sweating till dark, till news time, till panorama. Training was basically fun, obviously. I wanted to be a part of the cricket team from inception in Form 4. Young, as I said, children was more active that time, more into playing, more into outdoor activities. You would have see while training the park full, a lot of children, who taking a little sweat after school, who taking a little training, that kind of thing. Even if it's not sweat after school for us at home in the community, it's cricket training. From the second game, I was the captain of the cricket team, so the leadership kind of thing, and the support, and again brotherhood. It wasn't about competing and bringing me down, and that the support from each and everybody was actually good. After training, you're walking up to by the dial. Again, that was an area, Arima Senior Cup. That was an area where I think was a slightly troubled community. Can't speak as for now, but I would say we were safe. We never had any issues with anybody harassing me or interfering with me, and that stroll. Nowadays, most youth men have a trolley bag. They roll in. Back then, it's behind gears was heavier. Your pants heavier, bat heavier, helmet heavier, everything. Your bag, the way how they say make the bag, and you had to lift down your shoulder. Sometimes, depending on the bag you're using, you have a bag on your shoulder, you have your book bag, and then you have the bat in your hand. I mean, my challenge was like getting into a maxi with a front seat, or getting a back seat, or that kind of thing. Them big gears back days, but them times was dollar doubles by the dial was obviously a vibe after school, after training. With $5, you save for $5. I mean, from inception, I find a way to save money. I don't know what it is now, but it was $10. It cost me $10 and $50 a week, and I find a way to save out of that by taking bus. I was ashamed for the bus thing at some point in time. I was saying, but I say money is all about the dollars here. Make about no shame thing and no pride thing. I save in a $5 surety, like $25 a week, that $100 a month back then going to school. Plus you're learning trade, you're getting a little 60 a day, 70 a day, learning trade on a weekend. So all of them things adding up. Form 4 was just about, as you're reaching, you're greeting people, you're greeting, this that kind of thing, guy. The accent, your name, your age, what school you attended, your background, your favorite sports, this and the other. It had a fat guy, a literal fat guy. So I waited for my turn. So I say one time to describe myself, I guess, slim, tall, a little curly hair, slightly chubby. They reach my fat man. Fat man say chubby. I say, hold up. I say, my turn, I reach yet, and you balling chubby. I say, what you to me? What you living for me? Them days they can make people and make jokes with people and even turn friends out of them jokes. Nowadays it's enemies and hate and Facebook posts and likes and views and all that bullshit. It had the hard punk days, but I wasn't the one that used to specialize. It was compulsory to get a hard punk maxi and that kind of thing. Now, big up to Snipe, boy. There are small maxi named Snipe in them days. The conductor. I do maxi still a conductor, something like a conductor who riding from town to Arima a whole day, that kind of vibe, and then they come out and they hustle and they stop out and they jump. Yeah, two to go, one. Yeah, girl, Puna, it's still a them thing. Like as I say, times change by them days, and watch a man reserving your seat now. And there was dollar maxi, it's really $2 to go up the road, but you get a little squeeze, a little bird might sit down and a panting. But dollar maxi, then had Machiavelli, but Machiavelli was a hard punk small maxi. That was a best small maxi. A small kind of rasta is to drive there. Again, nice vibes. Machiavelli, you snipe on a morning to go to school. Sometimes I get a snipe on a evening. Like before the bus days, like before I started to take bus, and sometimes you miss the bus and you run over the main road to see if you get sniped, to see if you get a little rub up on a morning, see if you get a little sit down and all for some kind of thing going up the road. I was kind of scared to go to school from inception. I said, nah, boy, I'll go in. And really and truly, it's nothing to regret up to this day. I'm happy I went to that school. That's why we're here, because I could share back these memories and remember like if it was yesterday. And it was so good back then, even we bad times and what we would have do wrong and we crazy stuff was literally good compared to the kind of happenings right now. Things really changed from then to now. My first punishment and disciplinary action I faced in senior comp was a 500 lines race. Something, shipping this in a clown thing and playing class clown and talking shit. I got 500 lines, but that was around the Wally time. And I remember we talked about the chick from Standard 3, the primary school chick. She's still in the mix. So we go in Nagar now. Don't call and talk and then I say, girl, I got 500 lines in my ass. She helped me walk with the book. She helped me out to write. We write on 500 lines, you know. After we done get little wontons and walk around in the Nagar and play little boyfriend and girlfriend and thing. Yeah, we come back and we sit down in the maxi and we write all them lines. It's alright, that's a good day. Write all them 500 lines. When I go on back and I get a teacher that book, we check about the first 2 pages. You even check to see I skipped nothing. I say, but I say, so you really check to see that 500 lines? Say, no, if you wanted to deprive yourself or rob yourself, it was up to you. You say, I didn't feel the check. But if I did check and realized line was missing and you're trying to hit my 6 for 9, you would have get double the amount. So this is why even from back then I learned about honesty and clarity and accountability back then, you know, just be honest. There's your allotted lines. That's the lines, that's the punishment I face. You don't try to trick nothing, you done wrong already. You don't try to trick nothing and try to outsmart. And Mr. Foster, tall, built, woodwork teacher, carpentry teacher, he was the kind of teacher that used to seek interest in everybody. You come late, you want to know why you reach late. Before it reached punishment and to the extreme, he would try to reach out, he would try to find out, he would try to ask questions, and you would feel a connection, even though meeting him as a stranger and it's the first time you're meeting this person in life just as a teacher. The role they played, the discipline and even self kids were bad or children was kind of bad or lacking certain things. It wasn't much for the teachers to do, it wasn't much slack for the teachers to pick up on, because most of the parents would have done their work, and even self teachers had to deal with the 1 or 2, bad ones. It wasn't as much as what it is today. But I feel sorry for teachers today. So Mr. Foster, even I had a point in time, Mr. Foster, he used to pass, I was out the road and I sure. It's not like the bus taking the bus on, you still had to either walk to school and listen to some hard punk, or either pay $1 in $1 car and go down the road and risk police. Watch out some police on a bike. If he catch you in any hard punk, that day. Watch out, started going up the hill as you watch now. He behind rolling in the bike and them cars just pack up. No hard pump. Walk to school. There was some days where you're literally afraid police, and you're literally afraid to get catch. Taking a hard pump car or a peach car was a big scene. A big racket. Mr. Foster, I used to catch him out the road, walk out, and again discipline. They had nothing like I can't call here and say, hey, what time you leaving on by? By Forever Junction, I'm coming up the road. Which part you is? They had I know he passing there for a specific time, and that's his program, that's his settings, and I program myself as if I really want to drop and I really want to save that $3, I had to make that sacrifice. You understand what I'm feeling nice, because if I want to have cricket and I have cricket training, that can come in behind me, because I put my cricket bag in that B13, and again I drop straight in school. So Mr. Foster really played that kind of role and that kind of fatherhood. And he a really good person, really good teacher, really good human. Again, as I say, I'm happy to pass through this kind of time. I don't know if it was between Form 4 and Form 5. Big up to Mr. Manning, rest in peace. The good days, the good times, even back then we had better politicians, better caring politicians. Mr. Manning gave out $1,000 per student. I don't know who passed through that parry, which one are you watching this video passed through that parry, but watch now. $1,000 per student. It had men who used to hardly come to school, they came out of school and jump back out. of a sudden they come to school every day. That $1,000 grand was a vibe, boy. Around that time, $1,000 is plenty money. I never even pressure my mother. Again, that is the system and the format we came from. Now because again, $1,000, I want this bad shoes, I want this so that the other. That all that time I learning to work and learning trade and finding ways of saving money and creating different ways of making money and making extra money. I'm going to pressure my mother for $1,000. Nah, I tell her that, Auntie Natasha. This was the mommy days and the mommy friend days, and sometimes I got trouble with Auntie Natasha and all too. This was the auntie who again, as a normal mommy friend, but you felt that love, that kind of inspiration, that kind of motivation from her just as a normal parent, the same way she would have overseen and brought up her kid and take responsibility for her kid growing up, and you know that same love was transitioned into us as normal people. As I say, we were strangers, it's not blood, and as back then the humanity, the discipline, you know, the way elders look out for each other, look out for the kids of others, it was a total different thing. And I mean, it goes hand in hand, back then adults could have correct kids. Now you can hardly, it's a bacchanal thing, you know. So sports, it was a vibe. We say get we little one views again. For March past I think then you got them the little knickers and the strapless top and the low cuts and this and that. Yeah, we used to get we little one views. Them sports, it was a vibe, and all too again. Children more active, children looking forward to this kind of outdoor kind of thing. Now I don't even know how the turnout has been average sports day for school. I would have done a few. I would have done coverage for some, and I think some of the turnout was good. But it actually reminded me of those days. But I don't know if looking at the digital age, I don't know how many kids are interested in winning a medal, or what it feels like for the average kids to, you know, you go sports day, you go a little community sports and you win a medal, you win a trophy, you take part in something, you partake in an outdoor activity, and I don't know what it feels like for the average bloke these days, boy. $2 alu pie, recess time. But the alu pie, I don't know, big alu pie, and it wasn't. Only the sanitizer alu. But for $2, but try to pump in something, you're lucky, you get a little extra alu, I think. Yeah, $2 alu pie is. Some of the videos that would have been pumping again, just a sharp 19-inch TV, no digital kind of thing, no kind of screen, no kind of phone, no Facebook, no YouTube. You're looking forward to these kind of things, this kind of entertainment. Things were so insane, even as Carnival hit, you hear nothing else. Soca, all them PH men and all them dollar cars, backseat, thing pumping, soca pumping, the stores, even all them places in Arima, every bar, every store, you go in a store, you hear this and that. I say back then, the options was less, the options was limited, but it really created a way for you to get accustomed to things in a good way. But then trade was a kind of bonus for me because I was already into the practical thing now. So coming into around 2002, boy, you know, I make my debut here. First time in the Oval. So like sometimes you see me with a little bird camera, pick my up, wherever people feel to take pictures somewhere and post on social media. We got the same alignment with somebody and that kind of thing. It's a normal thing. I ain't this long since 2002, like 20 something years ago. So same standard tree check. Same standard she trick from primary school, junior sec, who I maintain and stay connected to. And even the first time in junior sec, she called me. She called me to find out if I get my first kiss yet. I said, nah. I said, me lucky like you. Now we maintain that kind of friendship and, you know, that kind of vibe. The home phone kind of thing, not seeing each other often, but, you know, so I make a bad joke and talk about India come down, like Ganguly and them days, Ganguly, Kumble, Srinath, back in them days, Test cricket was a big thing. These are Monday, we plan this is Saturday. Monday is the 4th day, Tuesday is the 5th day. So we go down. So again, saving money to study other. I have a little cash put down, so to go cricket. So back in them days was school children and school uniform is like about a 60 TT. Yeah, so I make mommy write consent form and thing, because if you get catching tongue and you get catching porters when not wearing my uniform, people want to know what's going on. Some teacher or some principal might find out, might meet you and ask you what you're doing here and want to reach out to your parents. Again, that's why I say back then children hardly going missing, and it is a communication and with parenting, and you're telling your mother where you're going. It's not like we're running away, it's not like we breaking beach, anything like that. So come smally, when I mean pick up, I jump in a maxi from me, stop out, pick she up, jump in a maxi. We go on a remand over the bus terminal. We go down in town in the double bus. You know, the double bus, it still had everything. I can't remember the last time I see a double bus. So you get in the double bus. And check Auntie Babe, big up to Auntie Babe. Every Indian family have Auntie Babe. Auntie Babe was working in a salon. I go on, I'm excited to introduce you to my little, well, I used to call this girl my girlfriend, I think. So I go on with Auntie Babe, I check she, like my little 5, girl 20. I real money, remember I save up my little money. Mommy gave me a little 20, Daddy gave me a little 20. I'm making my debut in the Oval. So Auntie Babe gave me a little 20. I'm pumping. First time actually going in town this way by myself. I'll move with a company, but in this kind of way, not traveling. We finally reach by the Oval, scalpers. Well, obviously, school uniform, 6-day thing, we get in. Rain was falling, play delay. These not Carib stand, these Guinness stand, these cycle track days. Not too long after the rain stopped, they started Dylan. These days are Dylan, Ryan King, Lara, Sarwan, Gail, Wavel Hines, Ridley Jacobs. You know, these kind of days. So India come down like 2002. It was a good day. I enjoyed that. That was a big thing. Well, obviously, again, safety. The agreement was that Smalley get permission to go with me. It's not hiding and runaway thing, and she missing and she picked you on social media, and the last person see there's nothing like that. She mother know which part she is. She mother know who she with. My mother know who I with. They expected us back a certain time. She had a cell phone. She was kind of rich. Them kind of big Nokia with the snake game. Yeah. She had a cell phone. So she mother could have called, you know, we going up the road, and well, the agreement was, even though I could have drop out and even though I could have drop off before on the route and go home, I had to make sure she reach home. So, you know, I travel up, went up, make sure she reach home, and then travel back down. Again, you had to worry about nobody snatching your bag or snatching your little wallet or your little change or locking your neck. Oh, it's safe to travel them kind of time. You had to worry about nothing. Vietnam going the one-day international world. That was an experience by itself. So I could safely say, you know, break out a certain way, going in the Oval with a bird or going in the Oval with a chick is a normal setting from way back, from 20-something years ago. That Oval was, the one day was rain out, boy. The one, not rain out, but we cut down the overs. Gail just trust them when you're on bowlers that US. It was a good experience. Again, you're meeting people, strangers, people who you never see before. Nobody fighting for seat, nobody fighting for this, nobody fighting for place. It was just you reaching the Oval, you get a spot. That cycle track days there, you sit down on the cycle track or you stand up, nobody blocking nobody. That's one thing I realized by these fans nowadays. They don't even know, like, when the bowler run, you know, the bowler going up the bowl, you're not supposed to block the other patron shit. You know, sit down, wait, when is it over, then you gear up. Everybody in sync with her back then. So nobody blocking nobody and no back and all. And you know, that was a Saturday, a rain affected game, but the experience was nice, you know. Going with a little bird, traveling down, going down in the Oval, getting a ticket for a scalper. How much will you pay to go down one day, boy? One day it's always been more expensive than Test cricket. That one day was about a I can't remember, but it wasn't no big set of money as compared to the 200 and 300 and $500 we just pay now. Between Form 1 and Form 5, it had this thing called ministry program again, and I don't even know if it had these ministry kind of things and these kind of settings. But it was a nice program. We pay about $100 or $120 for about a 2 weeks camp. They used to provide gears, balls, but you get a little medal. You get a little lunch, breakfast every day. So you get some best breakfast, best lunch, obviously vegetarian. That was in Guaracara, sports school cricket. Pick up to Uncle Bash for Uncle Boy. I really had a support and that from way back. Playing cricket, I always wanted to play cricket, and you know, my love and my passion for cricket. I got that support. It would have been hard to travel from Aruca to Guaracara, so obviously I had the option to see Claxon by my aunt, my uncle, my grandfather, my grandmother. My uncle, in short, he dropping me and picking me. I mean, there's a commitment by itself, but it wasn't nothing. But it wasn't like you know, anything too difficult for him. So big up to Uncle Bash, Rack Attack. Now that time I plays for everything. So after sports school, let me say thanks to Coach Pradeep Vishnu and Mr. Alec Burns. The older days was really better, yes. After sports school, obviously learning trade, continuing with the carpentry kind of thing. This is the first time I started to see like $50 a day, $60 a day. So, you know, for 5 days at 300, at 360, at 375, at 380, depending on how things go. I know you're bad now. This nice money, this good money, this plenty money back there. 3 something a week. As a little 15-year-old growing up, there's plenty money. So, it's pure light up mine. I tell my mother when I buy that pure. Even though it have a white stripe and the dress code is plain black, I said, nah. So I banning up that, tipping up that, painting up that. Mommy was like, make sure if you get catch by that guard boot or anybody ban you from coming to school, make sure nobody call me, because I warning you about buying a plain black shoes and you're insisting on buying a black and white. I said, nah, you don't worry yourself with that ways. As much as I am not the type to fancy a rim and lineman wise and being around a rim and that kind of thing. Back then, going to school, whether it's walking from Arima to the school, traveling, whether it's after cricket, the school days in general, it was so different compared to what it is now. The safety, the cleanliness, the environment, the vibe, it was totally different from then to now. Sometimes. Again, no social media now, you can go type up no board or nobody can suggest it for you, or as a friend, or you message somebody and you had a big far response. Now you're going up in a room, you're passing a little store, you see a little, sometimes some girls start to work before holidays start, a little 2 weeks in advance, they pump it. Again, the younger generation had ambition back then. Every child, every student, if it's not into sports, if it's not academics, doing extra lessons, we would have been involved in something, trying to earn that extra dollar, trying to earn that extra cash in our honest, whether it's a grocery, whether it's learning trade was a big thing. It always has somebody in the village who specializes in some trade, and one or two of the younger folks who pass through here and there. It was so good that, you know, sometimes one community or one village would have different options and where you could select, oh, learn as a trade, obviously. You might take what's woodwork, and the person, big up to Mr. King. Mr. King was living just a wall away from me, so I had no reason to reach the work late. Oh, I literally had to open my gate clocks, walk across, and in a minute time I reached the work. That was an experience by itself. The discipline in reaching on time and being on time. Sometimes we had to travel. I enjoy traveling, like the hustle, like these days you don't even see this now. Most times, I think, well, most people own a vehicle and most people have a car, and it's so easy to get a car now, and it's so easy to get loan. But back then, you had to reach out on the bus route at a certain time because you want to reach young in Diego Martin, and it's like a cycle. Every day you're getting up the same time, you're ready the same time. If you had to eat in the morning the same time, and like you have Maxi, you go down into town, you go down into Port of Spain, and the hustle again to go to Diego Martin. And this was good times, right? This was real amazing times. You're excited to learn trade. You're looking forward to pay on a Friday. Sometimes on a Friday you finish work early. Even I talk about school days still. This was a golden opportunity. For, I don't know, some kind of toe, something it had. Unfortunately enough, I don't know if I wasn't to go to school that day or if I was contemplating, but Lara visited the school and one or two other athletes and sports personalities. I can't remember who exactly, as I said, this 20-something years ago. But I'm sure Lara was one person. And as the captain of the team, I wanted to approach him, I wanted to talk to him, but I'm feeling shy, I'm feeling shame. I said, but again, turn on social media and run and take a picture with Lara, or get a partner to take a full picture with you and Lara. You do nothing like that. It's either do or die. I said, boy, I go and talk to this man, boy. And I went and everybody was lined up for autograph. Autograph was the big thing. It's not a picture. This is not the digital age where you can get a picture. The big thing is, autograph. You get an autograph from Lara. That is a big deal. So I formed the line as a normal person, and when it was my turn, after the autograph, I introduced myself as the captain, and I talk about gears and the standard of gears we have, and without hesitation, Lara was like, you say I will sort this out, you say I will ensure before. It was just before a tour. He happened to be in Trinidad, and in no time, within 2 weeks, so a month, gears, granicles, a set of granicles, bat, pads, bag. I didn't regret not going up. As I sit here and remember those days, and as we talk about these memories, if that moment had passed and that opportunity had passed, I wouldn't be here today saying I had the opportunity to interact with Lara, or the opportunity to say, well, I approached Lara for years, and I could say in no time he dealt with it and he sorted it out. It had meant that move with gears and thing, and I said, well, Lara gave me that thing. I said, no, but I wasn't into the type of, the only thing I ever keep from senior cup was the t-shirt. I played a couple of club cricket seasons with that because I wear that jersey with pride. Going out and getting a little lime or a little pump or a little vibe in the school days was playing club cricket. You play club cricket. We had some nice settings in club cricket days, boys. Squadron, Henry Street, Aruka. We had pool board. We had tennis board. Arcade games at one point in time. So it was like right there, you walk down the road, you play a little arcade, you play a little pool. The settings was nice. That was we going out, that was we pump, that was we stunt. Apart from school and the normal sweat, or the normal savannah, or the normal after cricket training, or the normal go up by the dial and eat our doubles and chill and drink a juice. We chill on a weekend was being a part of club cricket again. These are the activities that kept the youths well united and well connected in a different way as compared to now. Now, I never really make no sort of tackle, and for some reason, again, shyness and just being this normal person, and I never really do no sort of tackling, and for some reason it had this nice, these dolls long time, these dark dolls long time, and the color of their eyes, it had this dark Negro girl, slim, well sized Negro girl. For some reason she caught my attention. Back then you had to work hard for a phone number. You don't feel it going and suit or like no picture or no small talk and you get a phone number. You had to work hard for that number. I can remember the girl gave me a test. Again, back then a lot of people even at a younger age had more work for themselves, more values for themselves. They wouldn't give up themselves so easy. She gave me a test. What is keep me occupied when I home, what is do after school, if I live with my both parents, what is my favorite color, how much other friends I have, how much other siblings I have, how long I just take to reach the school, what I like in she, why I like she, what was the first thing that caught my attention about she, and dog is a whole long paper like I swear there's some CXC exam or some kind of thing. I had to answer them thing and send back the paper and bring it back the next day, and then I could qualify to be a friend and this and that. So all these dramas, but again back then values, morals, females wouldn't give up themselves so easy, but For some reason, all I would have achieved was getting a phone number, and that was about it. Just a basic little talk and nothing else. Coming down to the end of Form 5, a partner briefs me, he said, "Bye. He said, you're going to be a father from a young age, right?" I said, "What?" I said, "Me?" So I honestly was confused. I thought it was a prank, was a joke. See this darky for a good while. I didn't talk. It was just a normal scene. There's no forcing thing, and suddenly, conversation, I just phase out. And when I catch myself, I say, "Well, you're truly musician a good while in school." And no, and then she said, "Take my rag." I one thing, my girls just really like my rag. I said, "Smell good." For my first sense, I believe in that. I one thing I'm thankful for, but that some trend was different, but me, nah. Girls just like my rag and like to keep my rag and thing. Nah. But coming down to the end, boy, I started to see this girl had this one day. For some reason, it was meant for me to see it. See this, eh? She book bag. Now, she had a kind of nice green color, real bright green color Jansport bag. Boy, yeah, Jansport pumping from way back in then. She started with the bag in front. That school girl started with her bag in front just so all of a sudden, and they started pull out this skirt, the top more. It has something. It has something in the oven. This girl was quiet. I never see this girl in a vest, in a strapped up, in a spandex top, in a tights. Nothing. It was not like that. She was one of the long skate girls. She had one of the long skate and the socks just right there. And yes, she left school pregnant, and that was the end of my only crush in senior days. So this is very interesting here now with growing up and making decisions and trying to match things and this and that. Coach man go look to approach me and was like, "Skipper, how is your grades?" and thinking. I said, "Nah." Before he could finish, I said, "I don't do good in class." I said, "If it's a trade and the practicals and things," I said, "Yeah, we safely." I said, "But talking about maths and English and this and that," and I said, "Nah." I said, "Me to really do." She said, say again, I repeat again, back then it's a big scene if you're playing sports and the school like here and the school happy with what is you doing in sports. I repeat, there's no scene. So I even from back then, I carry prize somebody. I was like, I said, I said, "I man want to work and thing and save money and thing." And I said, "I can't make nothing in cricket and right now." I say, repeat. So it's a one by you can get a school at 1 year again, thing. But it had certain scenes was going on in that cricket thing and certain things I was disappointed about that. Really, actually, if I go and repeat part, them things that have changed. As young as I is, as teenager as I is, however, if that things I'm not satisfied with, and now they want me captain the team for next season, I deprive myself at work, no problem, but things that have changed. So when Coach Man talk about another one, Mr. Foster again, the woodwork man, we started talk about things and he said, "Tell you upon my tell you, he said, tell you coming back." I said, "By the way, I'm serious about this repeat thing, by a whole year again." I would have finished school at 2003 at 16 years. But mommy done her things in place, eh? Again, thanks to mommy for the consideration and for the parenting and the responsibility and ensuring I didn't have no set of free time to go astray and fall apart and that kind of thing. Mommy really do she part. Daddy and all too. I mean, as much as things was tough and I come from that era, but yeah, I know it is with curling whole night and cuss out and bacchanal and headache and this and that kind of thing. I know about them things. I come through that phase and all too. But I thankful for my parents. Mommy was like, I say, well, once you're financing me, I say, "There's no scene." So before that repeat was confirmed, mommy didn't make up she mind that I go in Ytepp, and she say, "Like trade, you like woodwork, you will continue that trade." So Coach, what I'm talking about repeating, I don't tell them, I just had to tell them about who, if anything had to change. Even when Mr. Foster, I tell them about certain things and things. Well, if you're still in school holidays, learning a trade, you're happy, you're looking forward to learning this trade. It's not about the money. $60, $70, that is plenty at that time. I wasn't big. When we learn and trade with somebody, we are looking at how much profit they're making. And my mother ain't putting no bullshit in my head about the man making this amount and he paid me this amount. I accept the fact that I learning a trade, and I happy that the man took up the responsibility. He didn't have to take me to learn a trade. He don't need me. He could have taken somebody senior, but he literally lift me up and took me up to learn trade. So at the end of the day, I happy with $60 or $70. My eyes don't have to be big, and my mother don't have to put no shit in my head and try to confuse me about profit and this and that kind of thing. So you know you're happy, you're working. This week you buy little jeans for $100 or $80. Them time Francis Fashion had some decent edition after that, so you're waiting. You're saving a piece of money. You know, you see a little Nike, you see a little Tufts, you see a little Puma, you feel to buy that. You know, you're working for you. You had a bully your mother for this and you had a bully for that. I realize nowadays is a real lazy society, and a lot of youths and a lot of people in the younger generation is just a normal thing for to depend on mommy and daddy for everything. Boy, this was the normal thing, the normal way of learning a trade and getting involved, and then everybody can meet online on a weekend and who chip up and that kind of thing. Again, unity, the way everybody communicated, the way we connected without social media, it was totally different. So into this repeat now, school holidays, I buy a nice pork mouth, nice white and silver kind of glaze, you know, the kind of shiny ones. Pork mouth was a big thing. When a pork mouth is a big thing. So I say, here we're going on. I say, I got to be that during the holidays when school open. I went and paint that black, pure black. Yeah. So I say, Mom, you don't sign me up for Ytepp. So as a repeater now, you will not start school from September 1 time. You would have had to wait and probably like late October, second, third week in October, that kind of thing. So I was waiting, but while waiting, intercall pumping, I still consider myself a member or a student or my senior come. So when I'm a little white, them time plain white wrong then jersey and I wash out jeans. Is the ranks like this style. So I'm traveling up and I'm still supporting Compre football. Buy a little cheese pie. Then time you get the best cheese pie. $2 or $2.50. Hit that cheese from start to finish. Nowadays you don't really get that. Yeah, watch that football pumping, the anticipation again. That's the opportunity to be outside, the opportunity to travel by yourself and say you're going to watch a school game, and safety and nobody harassing you. It was totally different way. Eventually, when I came to repeat, obviously as I was into the same trade, but I know I tell myself I go back for cricket. I wouldn't be in school often. 2 days, 3 days a week I learn and trade. I go work some days, go to school. Mother taught me the importance of school living. She said as much as you may not be good in the academics, as school living and a certificate to state that you completed school is something important, and if you don't finish school you wouldn't have that. So I had in the back of my head that I had to finish school, but yet still I had that control, and verse and maths, and well, from inception, from Form 4, me and maths teacher fall out. Not a disrespectful thing, not a cuss out thing. I just realized me and she didn't sync, and it didn't go work. And it just can't match up now. So when it come around she time, and even at that age, 16 years, going on 16 years, 15 years, what pi and circle and square and triangle and this and that to do with my life, boy, and 0.5 and this and that. And I say, boy, this not for me, boy. I could check. I know 1 and 1 is 2. I know 200 plus 200 is 400. You understand? I know to divide, add, subtract, multiply. What I ain't sure about, I could use a calculator, and that's good enough for me. Don't tell me not no pi and no square, no triangle and this kind of fancy thing. No. Me, I never see that as a purpose in my life in learning these kind of thing in math. So me and math teacher wasn't in sync. So when it was she time, if the days I went to school, and I tell myself, I say, boy, this is not something I'm going to go for long. This just a year. I don't have to be here every day in school. It's a cool scene. I go doctor class whenever. I go lime in some other class with some partners. Lime in the hall, watch all football, some kind of thing. But English teacher, boy. No filters, no Instagram, no search up, no type, no block, no this, no that. It's pure realness and pure vibes, and you had to know how to talk, boy. So I saw what just English teacher a good while, and this actually something I did hope for and wanted. If when I get this repeat, boy, I say, boy, as if I get a repeat, I hope this English teacher is we teacher in a way. So said, so done, a nice short, pretty sweet, nice dash and the lipstick mark off proper. The makeup she said wear real makeup, but it takes she. It's not like she was too different complexion or nothing, but like watch out, just the clothes, the dress code, the shoes. I say, yeah boy, way. And English was a subject I always liked from primary school. So this repeating here now, making the best out of it, making the best out of life. I started to be English teacher. I sit down in front. This is the only class I sit down in front. All the class are in the back or in the side or in the odd corner or something. I sit down in front. Me and Miss built a kind of a nice bond, a cool student teacher. Long after school and thing. But I started watching certain movies and things. I see certain things entitled teacher and student, and I learned some different tricks and some different things. But these virgin days, these youth man days, that time, you know, your mind on nothing. You just like the vibe that your teacher talking to you and you talking to that teacher. And so it had this deal, as I said, learning trade and working some of the days, me going to school all the days. I studied, I said, why you go to school, boy? What I did like about senior camp was like 6 out of 6 subjects. Sometimes is 3 subjects by 3 subjects for the day, or 2 by 2 by 1 by 1. So it's less books and that kind of thing. So we have maths and English and some other thing. I say, well, I say this sir coming. I say maths was I can't stand a maths teacher, boy. I say about English. I say how English, boy. I say I go to school. I come to school for English. I lost another work here. English teacher, I come out today. I say, why you ask this way? Sour, vex. Next time now, I take her 2-3 days, I walk in. So, English teacher was like, Antonio, I didn't see you for a couple of sessions. I say, you want to see me? Yeah, just so. She said she didn't see me. I said, you want to see me? I said, yeah, you make me lose at the work. Just by coming to see you and you wasn't here. Yes, I make you lose at the work? I say, yeah, I said, you supposed to work. And I supposed to make a little money, and I contemplate and end up coming to school, and I really and truly don't follow that maths teacher, and you didn't show up. I said, so you caused that. So that was stay home them couple of days. See what's that? I see a kind of laugh boy, and a kind of grin boy. Watch that? I feel nice. Now remember, since Form 4, Form 5, I looking at this teacher and marking and thinking, and you reach Form 5 now to repeat. We contemplate to repeat, and this is like a golden opportunity and a nice chance and a nice time, boy. So I jump in English teacher now. Really heckle thing, eh? So, well, she eventually ended up asking me what does do, and as I here to represent Olya, I say, I here because I Olya. Here she, Olya? Me? What is? Well, I end up telling she, well, I come back because I cricket and, you know, playing cricket for the school and captaining the team, and me really interested in school as much again. I just work, I just do my little trade, and I can handle my stories and that. So I try all out to get a number, but nah. But again, that's why I say the limit and the respect back then was totally different. As much as I enjoyed the opportunity of talking to Miss and pulling a small talk, it was no rudeness and no disrespectful thing. I tried to get the phone number. When she asked what the woodwork and thing, I said, so if you need any cupboard repairs and any stuff home, and she said just laugh. That kind of nice laugh. She take my number. At that point in time, she take my number, coming down to the end of the school. Coming down to the end, literally repeating. She said if she needs anything, she'll call her. I know she ain't calling away. I never find out if that woman was single, if she was married, if she was in a relationship, which part she live in. Nothing. I never find out nothing again, never get no phone number, but today I could safely say I enjoy that interaction with that teacher, that sort of them one-on-one conversations. The way she responded, the way she grinned. Sometimes I drop in, she can't sometimes like the English is the last subject for the day. Yeah, when school over, I drop in Miss, I walk in with Miss, she was shorter, I told her than she, I drop in Miss by Shika and the ranks thing, all them fellas and them who trying to suit and trying to talk, and this and I just me and with my little self walking with Miss by Shika. Yeah, and never call man, never hear from she, I never see she. When social media didn't get kind of pumping, when social media don't start in like 2008, 2009 and thing, I type up she never, I never find she. But Miss, I ain't even calling on them because nowadays we live in some kind of time you never know what people think. What Miss, thanks for them memories, girl. Now as I would have mentioned before about Ytepp and mommy and discipline and mommy making sure that I don't have no time to waste and play the ass and thing. Ytepp was a vibe. Obviously woodwork. I did with real woodwork and real wood in them days, boy, from them junior sec days and teen days and adolescent days into adulthood, yeah, boy, real wood, boy, ply, MBF, 4x4, 2x2, pitch pine, cedar, teak, all kind of wood I deal with. At 10 Ytepp, mommy signed me up, she registered me. The youngest person in both the practical class and the, I can't remember what they used to call the next class, but this class is where they taught some math, some English, some other trending topics and real life thing. As again, you don't have internet to check no porn and to check nothing and to type up how to do this and how to get this too and how to make who squirt and how to, we did not them kind of thing. You know, so it's Sunday punch and showtime and confessions and I had cocktails. It had cocktails. Yeah, that's how I was listening to cocktails with Raj and it had one program with Dr. Raj was one program. I had cocktails with George from 105 and some other guy. I don't know why. So that was the excitement now. But with Ytepp now, it had this separate class where they discuss real life situations and real life thing and a proud virgin. I answered all the questions correctly. Like, you know, you're in a situation, you're drunk, you know, meet a person, this person don't meet you. And even back then I used to ask myself, I said, why these things real? Why humans just do these things? Like a girl go a party and she meet a dude and she cut a flick or do something freaky. Oh, like, dog, these are normal thing. That is a normal thing. And I guess it was a normal thing from back then. But it just get more popular and more prominent now. That way it's not even so odd again. But yeah, these topics trending from way back on AIDS and HIV, and obviously in one class they had visuals. It had no screen and no TV and no HDMI and no big screen and no laptop could hook up to them. This is projector days. At that time, one of the teachers bring a projector in part of the class, one of the assignments. But when I see them STDs and where private parts could become, if you pick up this and you pick up that, I say, nah, boy, nah. Even self, I was rated like real good for my abstinence level and the way I will avoid certain things. And I did, even as much as I would have passed some of these tests and excel in most of these discussions and interactions and how it is I answered to some of these situations and that kind of thing. Even in real life, yeah, I'm proud to say that things I would have refused and things I would have rejected. And as much as all this shippiness and all the Facebook clown thing as the person I am today and all the do things I can post, nah, I'm not going on. I never pick up no sickness. I never had no sickness, and I'm proud to say that I want to maintain that as long as I live, as long as I hear or whoever. We were taught from don't what was the slogan, right? Don't allow 15 minutes of pleasure to ruin your whole life. And don't you think about that? You think about 15 minutes of pleasure, yeah, you're going to feel sweet, yeah, you're going to feel nice, yeah, you're going to have a vibe, yeah, you're going to tell a partner, yeah, you're going to think about this moment, this and that, will you pick up after? So AIDS and HIV was the thing back then, and I honestly glad that I attended Ytepp and outside of the trade and the normal maths and English, this was one of the discussions, this was one of the topics about relationships. Last night I told that a tall, slim, that cute, that kind of boycott and kind of fade, boy. She used to wear some dread tongues, boy. The tongues is a big thing back then. Again, you don't picture and nobody can pull out no phone and snap that and think what she tall. She said she just bend down and she work and she normal. And when it's a rush to sit up here, when it's a rush, what shall I like that view? What a nice, brown, natural, dark skin. And what she tall is just smooth and simple and come into class every day with she tongues and she pedal pusher and they just ride it up. That was me one view. That was really a one view because when you view that, you see it until the next day. Next day you see a different color, a different style. Ytepp was truly amazing. Ytepp was good. I think I collected some grades and I had some good grades from Ytepp. I don't know why I do it. I don't know what purpose that served in my life after that. After that era was completed, But I'm thankful for the opportunity, I'm thankful for the moments, I'm thankful for the memories, I'm thankful for the fact that back then I didn't even know I would be here and alive talking about these things. I'm thankful for the fact that this is like 20 years ago we're talking about, and I can remember most of these things like it was yesterday. I'm thankful that I have the resources. I'm thankful for you, the viewers, and those who interact, those who comment. You know, I'm really thankful that I could come here and sit down and at that time in senior camp where teachers wasn't teaching at all, but it was hardly teaching. But had this kind of strike and it was this big thing, and reporters used to come up and do footage and do interviews with students and get negative feedbacks about the principal. I don't know what it was. It was like a certain clique of teachers versus the principal and one or two of the deans, and it was like, I don't know why, but I enjoyed even going to school in senior compassion. They say, get a little box of fries, or a little box of about 10 or 8 about 10 or 8 pieces of chips for $5. But that is the primary school next door, boy. You're getting the crinkle cut. You're getting some in senior camp, you're getting some half dead kind of dry fries and with some watery ketchup and watery pepper sauce for $5. But over the fence, boy, what nice, a proper full box, hot, crispy, crinkle cut fries with proper ketchup, proper pepper. You can't go wrong for $5. The banda, the part MTS got down on the end, but it didn't finish there. He called the MTS guard up here chilling, making sure nobody, that is the rule now, the pass are low. Even back then I realized they would implement shit laws to deprive the normal person, the normal citizen. Now, I mean, that is your choice. If the fence here and you could reach over the fence and the primary school selling a better fries for $5, a nice clean, crispy fries with enough ketchup and no watery ketchup for $5, and sales drop in the cafeteria because now they're restricting you and they're forcing you. I didn't stop there. Medicine go down in the ground in the savannah, and it had a fella, a runner. He working for the cafeteria in the primary school, he's still getting your fries. So this was basically Form 4, Form 5, repeating Form 5 with Ytepp. Again, as I said, this 20-something, this like 20 years ago, I literally finished school. I was no bright boy, but I could safely say when school was completed, I could have square building, I could have square room, I could have layout cupboards, I could cut, I could measure. I was actually finishing jobs for Mr. King in the guy who I was learning trade with. I was literally finishing, like hanging up doors, making sure the doors square, installing drawer faces. I was doing this kind of thing as stupid and crazy and stupid as you watch me here. So if today or tomorrow I get fed up at this camera thing and this video thing and picture thing and this and I can jump out and would work. And if I jump out, I'm going to cut up nobody and undermine nobody and try to get gigs. But yeah, when I finished school, I could have said it was a good one. I was extremely happy to finish school, not as the brightest thing. I left school as one of the most inspirational cricketers. This was the last game, like a final game. We didn't have a full strength team because some guys, their parents were so strict that if exams were approaching, you can't play no cricket. And I mean, we had to respect that, make the adjustments, make the thing. So this was the last game, and I told myself, I said, bye, I will come to school, I repeat, I had some good times, I had some bad times, I had times I gave up the captaincy, I take back the captaincy under certain arrangements. Things went my way, I said, but I had to leave this school good, boy. I had to leave with something. When I leave in respect to cricket, I must remember, now this is the last game, I just do or die here. If we did win this game, we was going up to a different division, and I might have get Form 5, I might have get lower 6 and upper 6. But unfortunately, we lost the game. But I finished the game with 5 for 34. It had a good couple of times, 5 for 34. Like I was just stick on that. Like a couple of the other 5ers I would have taken was around that 5 for 34 range, and I take a nice catch by. Nice diving catch to point, diving to my left. I can safely say I was happy that I took the repeat and I finished school and I left school with a good performance, a great performance. Today, 20 years after, I could say I finished my last game at Arima Senior Cup with a fifer. I tried to bat for you to save the game with to make runs, but St. Anthony's really had a good bowling attack. And unfortunately, we didn't win, and it had no form 5, it had no upper 6 and lower, it had no lower 6 and upper 6 to me. But this Paul Clark guy, some of you guys in the tranquil days and the Port of Spain days, I was getting an opportunity to even continue school and continue cricket. I said, no, I want to work. My time for school finished. I'm 70 now, and I don't have no time for no school and no cricket and that kind of thing again. I just accept the fact that era is finished. And that's the day. I would say humans were like so generous back then, loving. I'm happy I came from that era. Kids actually look happier back then. Kids nowadays, I don't know what it's like. Sometimes you can see the stress, you can see the hard times mark on a lot of teenagers' face. But I don't know. I don't know if it's the economy, if it's what it is, but it's just like a normal thing. But kids were happier back then. Times were just better. At age 14, being given the role to captain was really, I truly appreciated and accepted the fact that, at age 14, I had the opportunity to lead the cricket team, the senior cricket team. That I was actually the youngest on the cricket team, and being the captain, being able to lead the teachers, the coaches, whether management at that point in time would have seen leadership in me. And all in all remaining humble, no swell-headed thing and no likes and no this and no pompous kind of thing, just being humble and the guys rally around you and you appreciate the fact that you're actually leading something and you're responsible for 10 other men on a field at such young age. You're representing your school. Other people look up to you as the captain, they know that the captain of the school, that kind of thing, but remaining humble with all of that. But men actually respected me, and even with that kind of respect gained and at that young age, it was my thing for me to feel like better than nobody and look down at nobody and make anybody feel lower than me. It was just all about humbleness, brotherhood, love, support, rally with each other. Primary school to junior sec, we would have completed tonight in this second edition. Form 4, Form 5, repeating Form 5, Ytepp. Up next, adulthood. You finish school, you're liming, you're drinking, you're working for your own money, you're working construction, you're cussing, you're liming every Friday, it's compulsory to lime every Friday. You're drinking beers, you're looking for girls. I would have mentioned that during the school time, I completed school now, I had no interest or no intentions of taking part in the carnival. This is 2004. This little era between September and December was an amazing experience. Carnival 2005, coming down to 2025, will literally be 20 years at carnival. Outside of COVID and lockdown and this and that, we could really count the numbers and say 20 years in carnival. Coming soon, we will be discussing some of the highlights, some of the memories. There's a lot of heartbreaks and situationships and exes and make back up with X and talk back to X and link back with X. And I think it had one point in one carnival in particular, for some reason I link back up with two different X. For carnival is always something I'm with relationship, I don't know why, but for some reason. So 20 years at carnival. These segments will be much shorter. These segments would be totally shorter. I mean, when we look back at primary school to junior sec, there's a lot of years, a lot of memories, a lot of things to compare and to discuss, and I literally package these things into 1 hour. Primary school to junior sec was like 101 something. Form 4, Form 5, repeat Form 5, Ytepp was basically like 1 hour and something as well. I guess these couple episodes coming down, counting down 20 years, the last 20 years, counting down the last 20 years at carnival. It will be shorter by the year from 2005, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24 and into 2025 ahead of us. They will be short. It's just basically, the vibes, some of the highlighted memories, some of the moments, so I want to say thanks to each and everybody who would have viewed, who would have taken part in interacting and commenting. These school days and these times back then was really amazing. I'm truly happy for it. I'm happy for the parenting we had back then. Our guardians, our grandparents, aunties, uncles, elder cousins, the seniors in the village. So many names to mention, so many names to call. I'm really happy for these times. Right, so we're back again.